start with the honorable members, and then we will go to our visitors today. My name is, when we speak, let's speak through the mic so that Hansard will be recorded. My name is Caston Mateo. I'm a member of Parliament for Marondra Central, and I'm the chairperson of this committee.
Very good afternoon. My name is Munhumutapa, MP Zimbabwe Metropolitan, a member of the Media Committee.
My name is Zimpapers. I live in the constituency, a member of this committee. Honorable Patrick Sogandina, Makon Central. I'm a member of this committee. I'm also Shakespeare, member of Parliament for Warren Park constituency, the member of this committee. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Chair. My name is Philip Guyo, member of Parliament for Warren North constituency, also a member of this committee. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Chairman. Who are you? My name is Webster Shamu. I'm a member of Parliament for this constituency in Mashonaland West, and I'm a member of this committee. Thank you.
Thank you, honorable members. We also have Parliament staff with us. Can you just introduce yourself before we go to the visitors?
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Becca Bobo, Committee Clerk. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is
Good afternoon. My name is Chichitungugara, Director Zimpapers.
Good afternoon. My name is Asio Machakata, Director of Finance ZBC.
Good afternoon. My name is Richard Chenton from the Cinema Society of Zimbabwe.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Kelvin Vera from the Cinema Society of Zimbabwe.
Good afternoon, Billy Kabas, a filmmaker and also Cinema Society of Zimbabwe.
Good afternoon. Wisdom Samanya is my name. I'm ZBC and licensing.
Good afternoon, honorable members. I'm Tapiwa Maskati Mzamba, Director Engineering ZBC.
Good afternoon, Chair. Good afternoon, honorable members. Charles from NASA, Acting CEO of ZBC.
Good afternoon, members. My name is Rachel Lana, Company Secretary of Zimpapers.
Good afternoon, honorables and fellow colleagues. My name is Bikrede Getega. I'm the CEO of Zimbabwe Newspapers.
Good afternoon, members. My name is Farai Matanile. I'm the Chief Finance Officer for Zimpapers.
Good afternoon, honorable members. My name is Tapua Madimasira, Chief Marketing Officer for Zimpapers.
Okay, thank you very much to the visitors and all those who have introduced themselves. We will go to the adoption of our agenda. Any honorable member wants to move for the adoption? Thank you. Who wants to second?
I second.
Thank you, Honorable Shame. So I suggest that we go straight to number 5, and then we'll come back to the previous minutes once the list is gone. So we called you here because we want to conclude our report, our parliamentary report for our familiarization visit to ZBC, to Zimpapers, to Ziftesa. So we want to write quite a conclusive report which can be adopted by Parliament. The reason we called you is because we want to iron out a few issues, hear from you as well in terms of what you want, so that when we finally table our report before Parliament, we are very sure of what we are asking Parliament to do. As you also know, tomorrow or Thursday there is the midterm review, budget review. Government is reviewing its budget, and the statement is coming out tomorrow or Thursday. There's also going to be a supplementary budget. So we want to obviously hear you out, so that as a committee, we are your friends, we can actually assist you if there are areas that you think are of great importance to you, that you want us to put forward to Parliament, and indeed to the government and the Minister of Finance, then we can be able to do so. So, and then obviously just to iron out some of the few issues that we noted during our familiarization. So I'm going to start with the Cinema Society. We invited you because I think you did write to us in terms of basically how we can improve the industry. And we would really like to hear from you. We've got Zimpapers here. We also have ZBC, we have Zimpapers. So I think it will also assist them. So we can all help each other to see how we move forward. So we are going to ask for the administration of the oath to all those who are going to speak from ZBC, Zimpapers, Zimpapers, and the Cinema Society. So the clerk will administer the oath before we get into business. Thank you.
I, Billy Kabasa, swear that the evidence that I will give is the truth, nothing else but the truth, so help me God.
So those who are going to participate are the ones that are taking the oath.
I, Richard Chenton, do swear that the evidence that I will give is the truth, nothing else but the truth, so help me God.
Okay, sorry, those who are taking the oath now, you need to actually stand up. You take an oath when you are standing up. Thank you.
I, Richard Chenton, swear that the evidence that I will give is the truth, nothing else but the truth, so help me God.
I, Billy Kabasa, swear that the evidence that I will give is the truth and nothing else but the truth, so help me God.
Thank you. I swear that the evidence I will give is the truth and nothing else but the truth. So help me God.
I, Tapua Munhumutapa, swear that the evidence that I will give is the truth, nothing else but the truth, so help me God.
I, Rai Matandile, swear that the evidence that I will give is the truth, nothing else but the truth, so help me God.
I, swear that the evidence that I will give is the truth, nothing else but the truth, so help me God.
I, Munhumutapa, swear that the evidence that I will give is the truth, nothing else but the truth, so help me God.
I, Charles Munganasa, swear that the evidence that I will give is the truth, nothing else but the truth, so help me God.
I, Chapiona Scratching Zamba, do swear that the evidence that I will give is the truth, nothing else but the truth, so help me God.
I, Wisdom Samanya, swear that the evidence that I will give is the truth, nothing else but the truth,
So I help me God. Thank you very much. So to begin with, we're going to ask the Cinema Society of Zimbabwe to just briefly tell us who they are and what they are proposing. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, sorry, before I go on, can I present who is sitting while to stand up as well? Thank you. Good afternoon, Honorable Chairperson. Good afternoon, Honorable Chairperson and distinguished members of the Parliament.
Point of order, Chair. May you please indulge me? We can't see whoever is presenting. If it's not too much, can they stand up?
All right. Good afternoon, Honorable Chairperson and distinguished members of the Parliamentary Portfolio Committee on Media, Broadcasting and Publicity Services. Thank you for the opportunity to present to you today on the state of the Zimbabwean film and television industry. My name, as I have said, is Richard Tenton, and I'm the founder of the Cinema Society of Zimbabwe. I'm honored to be here representing the Zimbabwean film industry and to share our perspectives on the challenges and opportunities facing this critical sector. The film industry is very important. It shapes how people think and talk about the important issues. It helps share stories and preserve the country's culture. This industry also creates jobs and brings in money through tourism. It can even boost a country's reputation around the world. Educational shows and movies can also support learning, and entertainment from this industry brings people together and improves the quality of life. However, the film and television industry has faced many challenges in recent years. Addressing these issues should be a top priority for the government and stakeholders. This is crucial for the country's cultural, social, and economic progress. Today, I would like to highlight key areas that require urgent attention and intervention from this esteemed committee. So now I'm going to look at the challenges facing the industry or sector. So there's lack of funding and investment. There is limited access to financing for film and television production. There is no government funding and incentives for the industry, thereby making it difficult to attract private investment. Absence of effective policies and regulations governing film production, distribution, and exhibition, leading to inconsistencies and uncertainties. There are no policies to support local content development, to incentivize foreign investment, and unclear guidelines on censorship, age ratings, and content standards for the industry. There is exploitation of industry players through unfair contracts, if any, and power imbalances between producers, distributors, and talent. There is inadequate protection of intellectual property rights and exploitation of local filmmakers and crews by foreign multinationals. There are also barriers to growth and development, as well as outdated and insufficient production infrastructure and technology. This equally results in challenges in accessing international markets and distribution channels such as Netflix, Showmax, and Amazon. There are limited opportunities for skills development and training. All in all, even before going, it is difficult to build a sustainable local audience base. So our industry has unrealized potential. In 2021, UNESCO estimated that the African film industry has the potential to generate $20 billion annually. We believe Zimbabwe has the potential to generate a minimum of $500 million out of the $20 billion, employing over 100,000 people across all industries. As echoed in the NTS1, film can serve as a powerful platform to showcase and promote Zimbabwe's rich cultural heritage, traditions, and artistic expressions. Quality local content can help preserve and disseminate intangible cultural artifacts. Production can inspire creativity, innovation, and appreciation for the arts, fostering a vibrant creative economy with opportunities for actors, artists, writers, and other cultural practitioners. Festivals, awards, and other industry events can bring communities together, celebrate cultural diversity, and create a sense of national pride. Impactful local films and TV shows can strengthen a sense of national identity by reflecting the lived experiences, the values, and aspirations of Zimbabweans. The industry can cultivate a positive national image and promote patriotism by portraying the country's natural beauty, historical narratives, and social progress. NDS1 also prioritizes cultural issues as important for national building, as well as for peace and reconciliation, which the government is seized with at this point in time. The films can preserve and promote Zimbabwe's rich cultural legacy, fostering a stronger sense of national identity and pride, and empower marginalized communities through inclusive storytelling and representation. Therefore, a functional film industry addresses the SDGs of no poverty, zero hunger, gender equality, decent work and economic growth, reduced inequalities, peace and justice, and partnership for the goals. So what are the proposed interventions and recommendations? As highlighted in the LDS1, the government seeks to increase local consumption of cultural products and services from 15% to 40% by 2025. Therefore, it is imperative to establish a film fund with an initial investment of 200,000 to produce 2 international feature films. This investment is an estimated return of $2 million, creating jobs, boosting tourism, enhancing the image of the country, and enhancing the government's engagement and recruitment drive, leading to additional investment and business opportunities. This investment will signal government's commitment to invest in the sector and attract private funding. The private sector will follow the government's example to invest in the film industry if the government starts. So another proposal is for the government to provide land for the development of independent film production infrastructure under public-private partnerships model. This will make Zimbabwe a film production powerhouse for both local and international films, generating more revenue and employing thousands of people in upstream and downstream industries. It also proposed to develop industry-specific policies and regulations to protect the local film industry, and promote growth. ITO regulations protect the local film industry by prioritizing films produced in Zimbabwe or featuring Zimbabweans to be distributed across the country. Through exhibition quotas where we have slots for local films in domestic theaters, by legislating funding and granting for local filmmakers and local production companies. Also strengthening laws and enforcement mechanisms to protect intellectual property rights of filmmakers. In order to attract foreign investment, the government can introduce tax incentives, tax credits, rebates, or deductions for foreign productions filming in the country. Set up a one-stop shop to handle all the regulatory requirements for foreign film productions and streamlining the various permits, visas, and custom procedures for foreign production. Also establish co-production agreements with other countries to facilitate international co-production and shared financing. Invest in state-of-the-art film production facilities, studios, and post-production infrastructure. Also promote the country's film-friendly environment and unique locations through targeted marketing campaigns. In conclusion, Mr. Chairman, I believe that enhancing investment in the film and television industry aligns with the LDS1 strategies of developing sustainable creative economies, promoting creativity and commercializing the arts and culture activity. Also, developing a dedicated film and television production infrastructure such as studios and cinemas will help nurture talent, create massive employment, generate revenue, and accelerate achieving an upper middle-income society for 2030. Also, reviewing and aligning policies and legislation specific to the industry can create reviewing and aligning policies and legislation specific to the industry can create an enabling environment for long-term success and contribution of Zimbabwe's cultural and economic development. As the cinema state of Zimbabwe, we are ready to partner the government in achieving these goals. We have conducted programs on our own without government support, and they were successful. So we believe if the government can come on board to support the work that we are doing, we can do so much more and achieve the Agenda 2030. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for that presentation. I think it was very detailed in terms of what you are seeking. Before I want to put this to honorable members, those who have got any questions or points of clarity for the founder for the Cinema Society of Zimbabwe, can come in now.
I just want to know, it talks of no funding, so who has been funding you? How have you been operating? And do you have what is the working relationship with the Zimpapers? Oh, sorry. What is your working relationship with the Zimpapers and probably ZBC since you're taking off film? And you said you have some successful stories. What exactly? What exactly is this successful story that you have done so far?
All right. So first, I'll answer the question on the relationship between Cinema Society of Zimbabwe, Zimpapers, ZBC, and other television stations. We have got a working relationship. We work together. We talk. Sometimes we meet at forums such as this one. And I'm happy also to note that they are here. I wasn't aware. I was thinking it was only us coming to present. And I'm happy. And now moving on to the other question, where our success stories. So we registered in 2020 at the onset of the COVID pandemic, and we were unable to do so much more as a result. However, when the pandemic was over, we managed to conduct quite a number of activities. For instance, we hosted the Jaguar Short Film Competition, where it was a competition where young people across the country could be given opportunities to make films. After making films, they could submit, the films would be graded, and the winners would be given a financial incentive. And this festival, the Jaguar Short Film Competition, is in its third edition as I speak. Some other people came on board to assist. Last year, we started the Zimbabwe Annual Film and Television Awards, ZAFTAs in short. This is a platform to celebrate and promote quality productions in the film and television industry. I'm happy to say the first edition was highly successful. It was also broadcast on ZBC. We partnered with 3K TV for that to happen, and it was well received. If you could see the videos from the event, you could tell that the industry was waiting for such. So that was a first independent event that we organized, and there was no financial incentive from the government and other institutions. In some instances, we had to trade services. We had to barter trade services in order to get what we wanted. We are getting into, actually we are planning the second edition of the Zimbabwe Annual Film and Television Awards. Our initial idea was to make it a national project, but it has become an international project where countries such as Zambia, Botswana, Malawi, Ghana, they are interested. They want to come to Zimbabwe on 30 November this year, just to come for that event, to learn as well as to participate. But these are not the only ones that we have done. We have also managed to train over 100 young people and women in film production trainings. We partnered with some production companies in Zimbabwe. So these are some of the things that we've done. I think we've also been able to go and provide guest lectures at Zimpapers, since we also work with them. And we also share notes from time to time, because our vision as the Cinema Society of Zimbabwe, there is no way we can develop a sustainable film industry when we exclude government. And Zimpapers, in this case, they represent government, as much as ZBC to some extent represent the government. Thank you.
Okay. Honorable Sham, the Honorable Second.
Thank you, Chairman. Could you elaborate on the nexus between the provision of funding by government and the aspect that you raised with regards to attracting private investor money? And if you could indicate how you are able to make money from your productions.
Thank you. So when it comes to films, when you produce a film, most of the people, I think, under the circumstances, are not aware that films are sold differently from tomatoes. When you produce tomatoes and when someone buys, they consume them and they're done. With a film product, it can continue to make money for over 70 years. So how does it happen? We produce a film and we take the film into cinemas. So if we take a film into cinemas, it means people are going to pay cash to watch that particular film. And in normal circumstances, the film is supposed to be in cinemas for 21 days to be said it has achieved its run, a good run. And when it is in cinemas for 21 days, it's not in only one cinema, but it's in cinemas across a given territory. So for instance, let's say in Zimbabwe we have 50 cinemas, which means that if a film is in cinemas at Eastgate, it's in all the cinemas across Zimbabwe, and it's going to be shown in the morning around 12 p.m., let's say afternoon 12 p.m., around 3 p.m., around 5 p.m., as well as 8 p.m. And during this time, we are looking at a minimum of, let's say a cinema holds 100 people. So we are looking at 100 people per cinema, which means that, let's say if it shows 4 times per day, that's 400 people, right? 400 people times the number of cinemas across the country. If there are 100 cinemas, I don't know if you are following in terms of the math, then multiply that number by 21 for a successful run of a film, right? In some instances, if the film proves to be popular, it can run for even 6 weeks using the same pattern. And it is this money now, when the money comes, because when a film is watched today, a filmmaker tonight goes home with cash in their pocket. And with that arrangement, even banks now, they're in a position to provide financing opportunities for filmmakers because they know that there is cash that can be readily made in this industry. And they are also aware of the data that is available to support this industry. So in this instance, suppose the government has put 200,000, like I have proposed. We have distribution partners in the UK. So what we have done as the Cinema Society of Zimbabwe, we are not limited to filmmakers right here at home. We are in touch with filmmakers in America, in the UK, Zimbabwean filmmakers, whom we talk to every day, and we have asked them to look for markets for our content. Once we have international production that we feel that they represent our country in terms of quality, in terms of the message that we want to send out there, these people now negotiate with the studios out there so that our films can get into cinemas. Now I'm talking about the international cinemas as well as what we can have at home. And we're also in talks with some people in Zambia and in Ghana. They have a solid cinema network, and they are willing to work with us to put our films in their cinemas. Just this January, yes, we had an event which we partnered with the Iranian embassy in Harare, where we dubbed it the Persian Film Showcase, where they showed their films, and we were able to network with the Iranian filmmakers who wanted us in Iran. And in February, we had the opportunity to also go to Iran. The good part with Iran, which is also about to sign an MOU with the Ministry of Arts, Iran is a population of 93 million, and they have a very good network of cinemas. And they are willing, once we have an MOU in place, they are willing to take our films to their cinemas. And these are also opportunities that guarantees a high return on investment in the event that the government considered investing in this. Sorry, my colleague also wants to add something.
I just want to highlight the advertising potential that film has, which is the biggest revenue earner. If you've got 1 billion people on the planet, that's an audience of 1 billion. If suppose they're paying $1 to watch that film, that's already 1 billion, whether it's online or through cinemas. And then the second thing is product placement, which is where the catch for the film industry is. Look at America. America's biggest revenue earner besides military hardware, it's actually films. That's where they get most of their money from. And if we could capitalize the film industry in Zimbabwe, we can actually compete with America, because people are tired of American films. They want to hear different stories, and the Zimbabwean narrative, particularly Southern Africa, is special because of the infrastructure that we have, the stories that we have, stories like Munhumutapa, Novarega. Those are unique stories that have got commercial value that can be sold as a franchise. So when you've got films and you can prove that 500,000 people, 1 million people have watched that film, you can then go to the corporate industry and say, look, we're doing our next film. We've got a potential audience of $1 million. And the good thing about film advertising is it's the most powerful media. Even ZBC cannot compete with film. I'm sure they agree as well. Why? Because of the captive audience. Neria up to now is still an advert for Olivin. That Olivin guitar, that's an advert, cleverly placed in there. So the biggest thing that we can capitalize from film is the advertising potential, the products, the services that we have, the tourism industry, the Great Zimbabwe, you name it. And then also one other thing I also want to add is we would love to see the government funding the film industry with the same attention and priority that they do in agriculture. That's a bold statement. Now why? The film industry is not affected by El Nino. The film industry has got no season. The film industry can employ all people regardless of their education level. You look at the issues that we have, like the drug issues, you name it, it's because of lack of employment. But yet the film industry can employ thousands of people per day overnight, because every house is a location. Every person's experience is a story that can be told, and someone can pay money to watch that story. So advertising, the ability to reach people, and also the fact that we can export those films. ZBC can testify that they also have a mandate. Within their mandate, 40% of their content comes from independent producers, and I'm not sure what percentage is supposed to come from Southern Africa. Even South Africa has got those clauses with their national broadcasters that a certain percentage of the content they show is supposed to come from different countries. So Zimbabwe should be exporting films to Mozambique, Botswana, Namibia, South Africa. And that's money that's supposed to be coming in as forex. And that's how you're going to get your money back.
Yes, thank you. I want us to know statistically, how many cinemas do we have in Zimbabwe? That my memory serves me right. You used to have drive-ins, they are no longer there. And one would want to know how many cinemas do we have in Zimbabwe and within the region, if you are in a position to give us those statistics. Because they will help the committee to further
okay. Currently,
value to this inquiry.
Currently, we've got 2 major cinemas left in Zimbabwe. Similarly, we closed the month of June 24, which was a sad story because that's the most prestigious cinema that we had. That being said, potential to make more cinemas is there if enough support is given. Remember, to make quality films, it means people are investing in it. And what we need is just that jumpstart, that financial jumpstart. It could be a presidential film fund where it's funding films that have to do with national issues, like let's say the drug awareness. At the moment, we're trying to promote a film on drug awareness. And when we did the maths with the cinemas that are there, it's got a capacity to have 6,000 viewers per day. So within 5 days, 6 days, we can reach a significant number. So at the moment, only 2 cinemas are active.
Mr. Chairman, my final one. Why did the disseminated cinema close?
According to SK, it's to do with the lease that was not extended, and they're trying to find another location. That is the formal communication that was given by SK.
Okay, thank you. Honorable Sakandira.
Thank you very much, Chair. My question, actually, my interest is on the legislative side of Parliament. You talked about the alignment of laws that would actually help you in your film industry. What kind of laws are you looking for? And have you done your researches to other film industries such as Nollywood or Hollywood to see the type of legislation that you would want Parliament to help you? The second question would be also on the issue of the effect of social media. To what extent has it affected your industry, and how are you managing the effect of social media? Thank you.
Thank you. I think that is the issue of looking at the other developed countries who have functional film industries, how they are faring. At this point in time, the government is working on a film strategy policy, and as a result, I'm also in the National Film Strategy Committee. Some of our members were sent to Rwanda and Kenya, where they had to go and learn from their counterparts on what policies they have in place, and then use that information to improve our situation. So I think, yes, we are learning from the likes of Rwanda, Kenya, as well as Zambia, because their industry is also on an upward bound. And we are also learning from South Africa to see what legislation they have in place that have attracted productions from Hollywood. As you are aware, right now when we talk of film production, especially Southern Africa, South Africa is out of the equation because it has become Hollywood. The major film productions, such as Black Panther, those major film productions, they are filmed in South Africa. So yes, we can learn from them. They are quite developed, so we are consulting with them in the event. I think this is going to inform the strategy that we are organizing. All right, so moving on to the issue of social media. Yes, social media, I think it is, I think I've highlighted on the issue of there's need to have laws, especially on that protect the intellectual property rights of creatives. Because as it is right now, people can just go and take clips from an area and share those clips across the world and make money where the producers of an area are not making money, yet they are supposed to benefit from that. Whilst it may seem like a daunting task, but there's technology that can help in terms of addressing that. But as it stands, right now, the majority of filmmakers are in trouble. They are not realizing any return on investment as a result of social media. Because people, in the comfort of their homes, they feel they're at liberty to share content. We have instances where some people are putting their films on YouTube. After putting their films on YouTube, to an ordinary person, yes, YouTube looks like your content is safe, but it's not. People can easily download that, and you can find the content either on WhatsApp. It's being shared. There are people who are actually sharing for a fee. That's one. Then two, some are even getting the content from online, then that onto CDs. You actually find your CD on the street, and it's really, really bad. And in some instances, you are in a rally here where you have no idea what's happening, and when you go to Jumbo, someone has got a bag full of CDs and they are killing it. So yes, social media, while it is good in terms of spreading the word, but it has actually promoted a total infringement on the intellectual property rights of our creators.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Chair. I also wanted to ask you what measures can be put in place to make sure that the advanced technologies will not affect film producers. Like as you highlighted, I wanted to ask you, how can the government come up with measures to make sure that the advanced technologies will not negatively affect film producers, like the example you have given? What is happening with other jurisdictions? How are they maybe putting a stop to piracy, which you mentioned that it's a major problem? Then there was, your colleague highlighted that the film industry will not be affected by El Nino. But I was going to think that the effect can be positive and negative. So in this case, we would also want to hear film producers saying, film industry, actually cater for every situation. Whether it's El Nino, you come up with a film which possibly maybe it's talking about Joseph's economics in the Bible, how the government can respond to a drought, but doing it in a film, so that you teach people, whether it's a drought, it's a disaster like Cyclone Idai. So that was the comment that I wanted to highlight on how the film can cater for every situation, even in terms of the NDS you were saying. We have not seen films actually highlighting government policies or the governance issues and the culture transformation, etc. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable, for the very wise comments, and definitely you are very right. I should have probably expanded a little bit more to say that the financing of film are not season-based or affected by nature, but anything is a story that can be commercialized. Just to go back to the issue of legislation, in South Africa, if a multinational company goes to film in South Africa, 40% of their labor force is supposed to be South African. That's not negotiable. I'd love to double check that, but there's a percentage that has to be South African. And then secondly, if you bring someone else for a specific task, that person has to have someone they're mentoring. So in other words, they're also using skills exchange, that opportunity to train their local staff. And it's sad to note that actually South African film industry is trained by Zimbabwe. If you know your history, Zimbabwe trains the South African film industry. So that's one of the things that they do. They do that mentorship, and it's a law. And then going back to the issue of piracy, if there could also be a task force like the same with the drug issue, where there's a task force, my film has been pirated, I can go and report, I can also follow up, and I can also get feedback to see what have they done, have those people been arrested. So that support infrastructure, especially from the policing services. And I don't know if I've left out any other question.
Kune vashandi vangani mune maofisi mangani muZimbabwe kumaprovinsi nemikuhiri uye tikambonzwa kuti sive maswari of Zimbabwe asi kuziva kuti chii chacho chacho vanhu vangani maofisi enyu muri muHarare chete here kana muri muHarare chete muri kubatsiridza sei kune vamwe vari mumaprovinsi?
Thank you. Cinema Society of Zimbabwe, we have offices here in Harare. Unfortunately, we couldn't have offices across the country because we are not funded. We have no money. Right. But we have representatives across the country. We have representatives in Lawayo, representatives in Guero, representatives in Gwanda, representatives in Masvingo, Mutare. They are our people there. So what we do is we are networked, and we also have a group that is around 600 filmmakers where we talk and discuss and share ideas. Right. And when some of our filmmakers want to make films, whether in Mount Darwin, whether in Bulawayo or somewhere else, and when they need administrative support, we can coordinate from Harare to make sure that they get the assistance that they want. We have instances where some Zimbabwean filmmakers would want to do even international productions, and sometimes it's hard for them to bring in foreign filmmakers, actors, and stuff to come here in Zimbabwe. As Cinema Society of Zimbabwe, we take that upon ourselves and then go to the Ministry of Arts, National Arts Council, Zimbabwe Tourism Authority to get the support that is needed. I'm happy to say that since we started Zimbabwe Tourism Authority, Ministry of Arts, National Arts Council, they've been so helpful. We managed to even host some virtual events, especially during COVID times. We were able to coordinate all those from Harare. We don't have quite a large number, a large workforce, since we do not have money. I think we have 5 employees. They are volunteers, basically, but I'm a full-time employee of the Cinema Society of Zimbabwe without pay. And this has been the situation for the past 5 years. I quit my job at Zinwa to create something for the Zimbabwean film industry because there was no one who was doing it. I thought I could step in and coordinate and bring people together so that we can create something. Whilst I have not been paid, but the results are just something that keeps me going each and every day. The things that we've been able to produce, the dreams, the people that have been able to, whose lives have been changed, they keep motivating me to go ahead. Even coming here, I come here as a result of those people who are looking forward to coming to the Zimpapers on 30 November, who are looking forward to being in a multinational production next year or so. This is the situation on the ground.
Okay, thank you. I'll take one more last question.
All right, thank you. My question is on your digital presence. I noticed on YouTube you've got 11 subscribers. On Instagram 443, on X you've got 319. How does that affect you as a society when it comes to the long-term planning of building a brand? And secondly, where do you fall when it comes to film tourism? Zimbabwe is a film tourism destination. What part do you play in that? Yeah, I think I can end there.
All right. Honorable, have you checked the
Sorry,
date?
also, you have no website. Do you have a website?
Yes, we do. Our website, for now we use the Zimpapers website.
It's not open.
It's zimpapers.org. All right, so our YouTube channel is at the Zimpapers on YouTube. I think we have around 400 subscribers on YouTube. But basically, we are not necessarily, we were not pushing this. This is as a result of organic growth. Right. Sorry, just remind me that, okay, where we stand in terms of film tourism, is that so? All right. So currently our role as the Cinema Society of Zimbabwe was diplomacy, trying to promote the business of film. As you are aware, there was a large fragmentation within the industry. So we have been trying to bring players together. And our vision is to make sure that once we bring players together and create a sustainable industry, an industry which is funded, we are able to attract so much more in terms of film production in Zimbabwe. That's the vision. As of last year, we were supposed to